Celebrity Every Day. 26. James Cameron has directed the biggest blockbuster films in the world on 2 separate occasions, but not every movie by the director has performed quite as extraordinarily well. Cameron has been making feature-length films since the 1980s, and while that decade did see him deliver incredible, enduring works of art like Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and Aliens, they were not his first contributions to the world of cinema. However, for Cameron, creativity and imagination have always played an essential role in his films. While Cameron has been a producer for nearly 50 different films, and written or contributed to the writing for more than 50, he has only directed 11 feature films, with 2 of these titles being documentaries. He also puts a lot of time and energy into his films, with some projects like Avatar and the sequels taking literal decades to create. And with 3 of the top 4 highest box office movies of all time being a product of his direction, it's worth studying his work and the process that led to this remarkable streak. After his monumental success with Titanic, Cameron shifted his focus away from producing major motion pictures. Instead, Cameron worked on some projects for TV, which included documentary-style TV movies. He also developed a fascination with the sea that likely stemmed from his numerous trips to the ocean floor in order to visit the decaying Titanic. In collaboration with NASA scientists, Cameron created a documentary called Aliens of the Deep, which focused on the mid-ocean ridge and the incredible deep-sea creatures that live in this mysterious and vast region. Water, exploration of the ocean, and exposing unique and extraordinary new life would become a theme in Cameron's career, and Aliens of the Deep was certainly another step forward in this direction. However, as a documentary, it failed to generate any significant revenue at the box office. Regardless, it stands out as one of Cameron's great passion projects. Not only did Titanic manage to land this phenomenal record, but it also held the title for over a decade, until Cameron released his next theatrical feature film, which was not a documentary, Avatar. Today, Titanic has managed to balloon the total gross to over $2 billion thanks to highly successful re-releases, but even the $600 million figure the film made upon its initial release in 1997 is closer to $1.2 billion with inflation in 2024. However, the re-releases are responsible for keeping the movie in the top 4 grossing films of all time. Avatar, The Way of Water, $2,315,589,775. Budget, $460 million. Jake Sully and Tatile in Avatar, The Way of Water. Tatile is positioned behind a disgruntled Sully with a worried look in his direction. Avatar, The Way of Water is Cameron's second entry into his Avatar franchise, and despite plans to create a sequel being in place since before the release of Avatar, the film was not officially released until 2022, 13 years after the original. Today, blockbuster movies are commonly given budgets in the hundreds of millions, but even still, the $460 million budget, nearly $500 million in total, is an astonishing figure. Regardless, Cameron once again worked his magic to deliver a film that appealed to the masses and attracted huge audiences around the world, with a particularly large fan base for the films coming out of China. Avatar, The Way of Water is just the next step in Cameron's epic saga, which has plans for 5 movies total from Cameron himself, and the potential for an Avatar 6 and 7 depending on the ongoing success of the franchise. However, it does appear that the movies are on a downward trend, and may not be able to sustain such monumental budgets in the future. Avatar, $2,923,706,026. However, the biggest movie to come from Cameron in sheer numbers remains the original 2009 Avatar. The movie not only knocked Titanic from the top spot as the new highest-grossing film of all time, but it also became the first movie to ever cross the $2 billion threshold at the box office, which it completely shattered on the original release, racking up $2.74 billion, and a further couple $100 million on re-releases. Jake Sully smiling in Avatar: The Way of Water. Related. James Cameron broke a movie record 30 years ago, and wow, times have really changed. James Cameron has broken several records throughout his career, but one of his earliest accomplishments doesn't seem as impressive 30 years later. 1. While Avengers: Endgame initially claimed the title of highest-grossing title upon its release in 2019, Avatar strategically delivered theatrical re-releases in 2020, 2021, and 2022 that helped it claim back the record and gain a significant lead. While the Avatar sequels are unlikely to overtake this figure, there is bound to be a movie that crosses the $3 billion franchise at some point, and looking at James Cameron's track record, it's entirely possible that the director will manage to shatter the glass ceiling once again. Celebrity Every Day, 26.